Good afternoon, everyone. This is Len Dillon, along with Marty Glickman and our engineer Dan Hozak, wishing one and all a very happy new year from the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. In a very short time now, a pair of Southeastern Conference powerhouses, Ole Miss and the Crimson Tide of Alabama, will meet head-on to decide who is going to win this, the 30th annual Sugar Bowl Classic. This will be the first meeting between the schools since 1944, and the ninth between two of football's most successful coaches. Coach Johnny Vaught of Mississippi holds a 4-3-1 edge over Bear Bryant of Alabama as a result of the Ole Miss-Kentucky rivalry from 1946 through 1953. Ole Miss had a season's record in 1963, and that sounds kind of strange saying that, doesn't it? With 7 victories, no defeats, and 2 ties. They were ranked number 3 in the country. Alabama won 8 and lost 2 last year, and was 6th among the nation's top 10 college teams. Ole Miss has made bowl appearances in 9 of the last 11 years, and today's game with Alabama will mark the 7th time the Rebels are appearing in the Sugar Bowl, which, by the way, sets a new record for appearances. The Rebels are the defending champs today, having defeated Arkansas here last year 17-13. And with last year's win in the Sugar Bowl over the Razorbacks, gave Mississippi its first perfect season in 70 years. Alabama will be making its 4th Sugar Bowl appearance and its 2nd under Bear Bryant. This will be Coach Bryant's 3rd visit to the Sugar Bowl, directing the Crimson Tide to a win over Arkansas in 1962 and Kentucky to a 13-7 upset win over national champion Oklahoma in 1951. I feel it would be remiss if I didn't, at this point, mention the weather. As you all probably know by now, we had 3.5 inches of snow here yesterday in New Orleans, the most ever for the Crescent City since 1895. It started about 2:30 a.m. Tuesday morning and fell all day yesterday, stopping early last night. And for a great many children and adults, it was the first snowfall of consequence in their lives. And it was a commonplace thing yesterday as we drove out to Tulane Stadium and back to see children and adults building snowmen, not only in front of their homes or out on the streets, but also on top of their automobiles. And I guess the Mardi Gras spirit arrived a little early this year in New Orleans. Also, an amusing sight yesterday was watching people taking pictures of the snow. People standing alongside snow-covered palm trees, holding young children in their arms or alongside of snowmen, while mom or dad snapped the picture for the family album. And I guess it's going to be a great conversational piece for a long time to come. So 1963 went out in New Orleans in a mantle of white. But 1964 finds it a bright, sunshiny day with the temperature at 41 degrees. You know, it's a strange sight to sit here in the Sugar Bowl, which is Tulane Stadium, and see the field, which was covered with a tarp yesterday and which since has been removed, of course, and see the banks of white snow surrounding the beautiful deep green of the football field. The field is in excellent condition, so there should be no problem with footing or with cutting or running. I walked out on the field about an hour and a half ago, and the turf appears firm and dry.
Under the direction of Colonel Carlton K. Butler, it will be sung by New Orleans' own Norman Friegel, leading bass of the New York City Opera Company. The Reverend Sherwood Clayton and our prayer for peace.
O God of peace and Father of all mankind, we pray thee to turn to thyself the hearts and minds of all people and rulers everywhere, that by power there may be established peace among the nations of the world on the foundation of justice, righteousness, and truth. Grant that in tranquility we may rejoice in the comfort of thy love.
That was the prayer for peace by the Reverend Sherwood Clayton of Grace Episcopal Church in New Orleans. And now I believe we're ready for the flag-raising ceremonies and the national anthem. That was the national anthem by the combined bands on the field. We'll have the starting lineups for you in just a moment. Len Dillon along with Marty Glickman at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. I might say the snow-covered Sugar Bowl. You know, the stands in this 81,000-seat arena are in fairly good shape, with the crews working last night and early this morning, trying desperately to remove the 4 to 5 inches of snow which accumulated on the benches during the 15-hour snowstorm. So, in this strange and yet beautiful setting, we're getting ready to watch a favored Mississippi team, they're favored by a touchdown, try to defend their Sugar Bowl championship against an equally determined group of young men from the University of Alabama, who, of course, are looking to upset the Rebels from Ole Miss.
You want to defend this goal to our back, kicking this direction, Alabama receiving down now, we're ready to go, and luck to both of us. Let's have a real good ball game.
Mississippi kicking off to Alabama. There's the whistle in the background, and here's the boot. The kick is high, fairly short. Coming down to the 13-yard line, taken by Gary Martin. He runs to his left up to the 20, the 25, up to the 30-yard line, and down he goes at about the 32. Joe Petty made the tackle for Mississippi. So it's Alabama ball. 1st and 10 on their 31-yard line. That's where the ball is placed down. Just the start of things here at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Steve Sloan starting at quarterback. Just a sophomore, 6 feet tall, 179 pounds, wears number 14. The deep backs or running backs are Benny Nelson and Ed Versprilli. Now they're going to flank a T formation, flank it on the right side. Sloan is the quarterback. The pitch out goes to Nelson. Nelson trying to swing wide around his own right end. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage, but drives forward for 1 yard before he's hit down by 2 of Mississippi's linemen. Linebacker, Whaley Hall, and Alan Brown coming in from left end to slow the play down. A loss of 1 yard on the play. Back to the 30-yard line. So it's 2nd and 11 on the 30 for Alabama. Benny Nelson swinging wide around his own right side, could not make the turn upfield, and Whaley Hall and Alan Brown stopped him for a 1 yard loss. 2nd and 11 on the 30. Alabama in white uniforms go to the line of scrimmage. Straight T formation, the left end, Jimmy Dill is split. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, calls signals. He takes a snapback, keeps it himself, cuts off his own right guard, drives up for 5 yards up to the 35-yard line before he's nailed at the 35. Picking up 5 on the play, Rod Matina, the left guard, came up to make the tackle. He picked up 5. So it's 3rd and 6 on the 35-yard line of Alabama. The score is 0-0. A minute and a half is gone in this first quarter before a jam-packed Sugar Bowl. 83,000 fans on hand this bright, cold, sunny day. I formation, flanker wide out to the left side. Sloan, the quarterback, man in motion. Sloan goes back to pass, looks downfield, throws out to the left flat, and is complete to Benny Nelson. He cuts along the left sideline up to the 40, and down he goes at the 40-yard line. He's shy of a first down by about a yard. Larry Smith made the tackle on the far side. Ball placed down at the 40-yard line, an advance of 5, so it's 4th and 1 on the 40-yard line. This current series began back on the 31 of Alabama, and here comes the punting unit now for Alabama. Buddy French, a junior, 6'2" and 200 pounds, number 84, comes in to punt for the Crimson Tide. Score is 0-0. 12.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. They shift into a punt formation now. Buddy French drops back some 15 yards back of the center. In twin safeties are Jimmy Heidel and Perry Dunn. He gets the snap from center, moves forward, and from the 30-yard line gets the kick away. A high twisting spiral, not too deep. A fair catch is being called for. Fumble loose, batted around, rolling free, still loose, and it may be recovered by Alabama. It is by Alabama. Jimmy Heidel fumbled the ball for Mississippi. Alabama made the recovery on the 28-yard line. They're pointing the other way. It's Mississippi making the recovery. The officials first signaled Alabama, and then Jimmy Heidel recovered his own fumble. Ball is on the 28-yard line of Mississippi. So it's 1st and 10 for Ole Miss on its 28-yard line. The fumble recovered by Jimmy Heidel. A wing tee to the right side. The quarterback on the ball club is Perry Dunn. The handoff goes to right halfback Larry Smith. He drives up the middle for no gain, maybe a yard on the play, and he's stopped by the left side of that Alabama defense. A 1-yard gain perhaps. No, the ball is placed down at the 30. A 2-yard gain, a 2nd and 8 on the 30-yard line. No score in the football game. 11.5 minutes remain in this first quarter. A brilliant, sunshiny day here at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Mississippi goes to the line of scrimmage. A wing tee to the right side. Perry Dunn is the quarterback. Man in motion. It goes off to Smith. Smith drives off left guard, goes for 2 yards up to the 32-yard line, off his own left guard on a reverse play, and he's stopped by Jim Simmons and Paul Crane. Crane backing up the line. He plays offensive center. Picks up 1 yard up to the 31-yard line, so it's 3rd and 7 on the 31 of Mississippi. The ball is midway between the sidelines. The score is 0-0. For Mississippi, Perry Dunn is the quarterback, Fred Roberts the fullback, Mike Dennis the left halfback, and Larry Smith the flanker back. Dunn sends a man in motion off to the right side. Mike Dennis. Dunn goes back to pass, throws, fakes, starts to run with the ball, gets past the line of scrimmage. He has 5 along the left sideline, and he sits down at the 35-yard line. Picks up 4 yards on the play. Jimmy Dill, defensive end, came in to make the tackle along with Paul Crane. It'll be 4th and 3 on the 35. The series began back on the 28-yard line. Frank Lambert comes in to punt now for Mississippi. So neither team was able to pick up a first down in the first series of offensive plays. Benny Nelson goes back into single safety formation for Alabama. Score is 0-0. Here's the punt by Espostra, almost blocked. A high twisting spiral way up in the air, coming down at the 12-yard line, taken by Benny Nelson. He runs to his left, up to the 15, reverses his field, comes back along the 15, fumbles the ball, it's loose. Ole Miss recovers. Wait a second. The whistle blew the ball dead. The recovery was made by Mississippi, all right, but Benny Nelson's fumble occurred after the whistle sounded. So Alabama keeps that football. Ball is on the 13-yard line of Alabama. It's 1st and 10 for Alabama on its 13-yard line. There's timeout on the field with the score. Alabama 0, Mississippi 0. Flank it tee to the right side. The quarterback is Steve Sloan. Sloan hands off to the fullback, Gary Martin. Martin goes up the middle, drives up to the 23-yard line before he stopped. Perry Dunn made the tackle along with Jimmy Heidel helping out. Mighty close to a first down. He picked up 10 on a quick opener up the middle. And the R6 ought to be brought out from the near side. Gary Martin, a real speed merchant, 9'6", 176 pounder. He's run 100 yards in 9'6". Now it's a flank at tee to the right side. Sloan ducks in under the center, takes the snap back, gives off to Benny Nelson. Nelson drives up his own right guard, drives upfield to the 28-yard line, and he stopped at the 28. Allen Red Brown, an All-American nominee from Mississippi, along with Kenny Dill, come in to stop the play. Ball is placed down at the 29-yard line, an advance of 6 yards on the play.
Marty, I think one of the interesting things here will be watching this Benny Nelson on punts, you know. He had an 80-yard run back against Auburn. He's had others of 36, 50, and 33, and of course he leads his team in scoring with 62 points.
2nd and 4 around the 29. The handoff goes to Gary Martin. He drives up his own right guard over the 30-yard line to about the 32, picking up about 3 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and about 1 at the 32. Rod Matina coming in from his left guard position, came in to make the tackle. You'll hear a good deal about Rod Matina. He's 5'11 and a half, 220 pounds, and a junior. He's beaten out Bobby Robinson, who was hurt earlier in the season, for that left guard spot. Robinson probably will play a bit later on. 3rd and 1 on the 32 of Alabama. The score is 0-0. Straight T formation, split end. Handoff goes to Vesprili, the fullback. He drives up the middle, goes over the 35 to the 36-yard line for a first down. Stopped on the play by Fred Roberts, backing up the line along with Kenny Dill. Ball placed down at the 37-yard line, an advance of 5. So it's 1st and 10 on the 37 of Alabama. The score is 0-0. Alabama on the move. They began this series on its own 13-yard line, and Alabama now has moved up to the 37-yard line, its own 37. I formation now for Alabama. And the handoff, a fumble, a loose ball. Benny Nelson recovers. As the ball was handed off to him by Steve Sloan, it bounced off his hands, fell to the ground. He fell on it at the 38-yard line. The play picked up 1 yard. It's 2nd and 9 on the 38 of Alabama. The ball is midway between the sidelines. 7 minutes and 15 seconds remain in this first quarter. Mississippi in red jerseys, silver pants, and blue helmets. Wing T to the left side. Sloan, the quarterback, pitches out to Benny Nelson, trying to run off his own left tackle. He drives up for 1 yard, that's all, and he's overpowered by Kenny Dill, backing up the line. An All-American from Mississippi, Kenny Dill, comes barreling up from his right linebacker spot. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9 on the 38-yard line of Alabama. Score is 0-0. Brilliant sunshine on a field bordered by snow. Now Alabama comes out in this I formation again. Nelson and Vesprili directly behind the quarterback. Man in motion to the right side. Sloan runs out to the right, carries the ball, moves upfield to the 40, to the 45-yard line, drives up to the 49, 50-yard line before he stopped. At the 49-yard line is where the ball is placed down. It was 3rd and 9, and he ran up to the 49-yard line, picking up 11 yards on the play. Kenny Dill and Rod Matina combine to stop him. Another first down, their 3rd on this current drive. And Mississippi is calling for a timeout. They go into the I formation once again, which has been successful thus far. Flanker out to the left side, and Sloan rolls out to the left. Hands off to Nelson. Nelson is trapped back of the line of scrimmage and stopped for a loss. A 2-yard loss on the play back to the 47-yard line. Reed Davis, the right end, came busting through to sift through the blockers and make the tackle at the 47-yard line. It's 2nd and 12 on the Alabama 47. The score is 0-0. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remain in this first quarter. Now it's a T formation, a flanker out to the left side. The right end is split. Sloan goes back to pass on 2nd and long yardage. Throws angling to the right side, and it's caught downfield by Jimmy Dill. Dill is hit down at the 43-yard line of Mississippi. A gain of 10 yards on the play. Fred Roberts made the tackle. Completed pass, a button hook pattern run by Jimmy Dill, the right end on that last play. He shifted over from his regular left end position. He went down about 10 yards and button hooked. And Steve Sloan hit him right in the pit of the stomach for the completion. So it's 3rd and 2 on the 43-yard line of Mississippi. Flank and T to the right side, the left end is split. Sloan pitches out to Benny Nelson. He drives over his own right tackle, goes for the first down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. And that's the 4th consecutive first down picked up by Alabama on this sustained drive. 1st and 10 on the 39. Jimmy Heidel made the tackle. Ball is just over the 40-yard line of Mississippi. Alabama moving from left to right in their white uniforms with crimson helmets. They go to the line of scrimmage. Straight T formation with the left end split. Steve Sloan, the quarterback. 1st and 10 on the 39. And the handoff goes to Vesprili. Vesprili up the middle for 1 yard. Driving off his own right guard, picking up only 1 yard on the play. Alan Brown and Stan Heineman come in to make the stop. Ball placed down at about the 38-yard line of Mississippi. 3 minutes and 58 seconds remain in the first quarter. Flanker wide out to the left side. Rest of the ball club in an I formation. Sloan pitches up the middle. It's complete to Charlie Stevens. Stevens down the middle of the 30, down to the 25, and down to the 24-yard line before he stopped. A quick pitch over the middle from Steve Sloan to Charlie Stevens. And the tackle on the play by Fred Roberts. Good for another first down. That's the 5th first down.
Marty, as I mentioned, Mississippi is staying with that 7-4, which leaves about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and that was a quick opener right back of the line.
Straight T formation with the left end split. 2nd and 9 on the 23. Offside against Mississippi. 2nd and 4 on the 18-yard line. And the handoff goes to Frecky. Frecky dives over the middle, goes down to the 16-yard line, picking up 2 yards. He hurdled over the center of the line and went down to the 16-yard line, picking up 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2 on the 16 of Mississippi. Alabama driving virtually the length of the field. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this first period. Left end is split. Flank and tee to the right side. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, pitches to Frecky. Frecky drives off his own right guard, goes for 1 yard, down to about the 15-yard line, perhaps short of it. And Jim Harvey comes in to make the tackle. Ball placed down just short of the 15-yard line.
Marty, Mississippi has now switched from a 7-4 to an 8-3 to try to stop some of that rushing up the middle by Alabama. This is a favored Mississippi team by a touchdown, with Alabama driving now and about a minute left in the first quarter.
Benny Nelson will hold. Tim Davis will try it. 21 yards out. There's the kick. High enough, deep enough, and it is good! Alabama goes ahead of Mississippi 3-0 from the 21-yard line, a 31-yard field goal. Kicked by Tim Davis, a senior, 5'11", 170-pounder. He's a kicking specialist, and he performed his specialty to perfection. And Alabama leads Mississippi 3-0. He'll kick off from his own 35 this time. He moves forward, and he boots it. This is a good one. High and deep, coming back to the 6-yard line, and it's taken by Mike Dennis. Up the middle he comes to the 20, the 25, cuts back to the right, up to the 30, and down he goes at about the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Mississippi on its 32. Alabama leading in this football game 3-0. Steve Wright came in to make the tackle for Alabama. Jim Weatherly comes in to play quarterback now for Mississippi. Weatherly and Dunn are the 2 quarterbacks for Ole Miss. Frank Kennard is the fullback. Mike Dennis is the tailback. Straight T formation. And the handoff goes to Dennis. He drives up the middle, goes for 3, 4, 5 yards before he stopped. At about the 36, 37-yard line. See where that ball is placed down. Ball placed down at the 36-yard line. He picked up 4. Paul Crane and Steve Wright combined to stop him at the 36. It'll be 2nd and 6 on the 36-yard line of Mississippi. Mike Dennis goes down as a flanker to the right side. Now there's Dave Wells out there. Mike Dennis and Frank Kennard on the running back positions. Rolling out to the right is Weatherly. Looks to pass. Throws on the run. The ball is fumbled loose, rolling free. And it's recovered by Alabama. Jim Weatherly, the quarterback, running out to his right. Tried to throw on the run, and he lost the ball as he raised it up. And the recovery was made by Butch Henry, defensive end. Len Dillon.
Marty, that Alabama line is moving that Mississippi line out of the way, even though they spot them some 22 pounds on the line. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Alabama 3, Mississippi nothing.
Now play is resumed. Alabama ball in Mississippi territory once again. 1st and 10 on the Ole Miss 31-yard line. I formation for Alabama. Man in motion to the left side. A fumble, a loose ball. It's picked up by quarterback Hurlbut, and down he goes for a loss on the play. He's overwhelmed by the Mississippi line as that ball was lost on the snapback at the 35-yard line. He was pinned down by Red Brown, the All-American end from Mississippi. At the 35, a loss of 4. It's 2nd and 14 for Alabama on the Mississippi 35-yard line. Alabama splits its right end. Jimmy Dill. Hurlbut, the quarterback. Hands off now to Vesprulli. Vesprulli drives up the middle, goes for 5, 6 yards down to the 29-yard line. Hit down at the 29 on a trap play off his own left guard. Jimmy Heidel and Fred Roberts combined to stop him. At the 29, he picked up 6. It'll be 3rd and 8 on the 29-yard line. This series of plays began on the on the Mississippi 31. Alabama in possession of the ball as a result of that fumble by quarterback Jim Weatherly. I formation now for Alabama with a flanker wide out to the right side. Man in motion goes to the right. Hurlbut goes back to pass, throws down to the right side, deflected up in the air and incomplete. Intended for Gary Martin, the flanker back, going down about 10 yards and button hooking there. But the pass was broken up by Fred Roberts. So it'll be 4th and 8 on the 29 of Mississippi. Alabama in possession. Len Dillon.
Back at the Sugar Bowl. Alabama 3, Mississippi nothing. Early play, second quarter.
Tim Davis will now try a 46-yard field goal. They're lined up at the line of scrimmage. The ball is placed down and booted. The kick is high enough, and it is deep enough, and it is good! A 46-yard field goal by Tim Davis.
There's timeout on the field with the score. Alabama 6, Mississippi nothing. Alabama leads 6-0 in the second period on the strength of 2 field goals by Timmy Davis. The first one for 31 yards in the first period, the second one for 46.
Now Grady Elmore kicks off for Alabama. The kick high and deep taken by Mike Dennis on his own 5-yard line. Running up along the left side of the 15 to the 20. Cuts to the left side along the 25, the 30-yard line. He breaks away from 2 tacklers, fumbles the ball. It's loose, rolling free. And let's see who the recovery is made by. It looks like Mississippi. They're waving up the field in Alabama's direction. That is towards the Alabama goal, and the recovery was made by Mississippi. Bo Aldridge made the recovery for Ole Miss on the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 34. Billy Piper made the tackle. The ball was fumbled by Mike Dennis and recovered by Bo Aldridge. 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line of Ole Miss, with Alabama leading 6-0 in the opening minutes of the second quarter. Jim Weatherly, the quarterback, takes it. Hands off now to Mike Dennis. Drives up his own right guard. Drives upfield. Fumble. A loose ball. Rolling free. Recovered by Alabama. Billy Piper makes the recovery of the fumble. And Alabama once again has the ball in Ole Miss territory on the Ole Miss 37. 1st and 10 for Alabama on the 37 of Ole Miss. Alabama leading 6-0. They can go for the field goal because Tim Davis, when he booted that 46-yarder, could just as easily have kicked a 60-yarder. That ball cleared the crossbar by about 20 feet. 1st and 10 on the 37. I formation, man in motion. Going back to pass to Steve Sloan. Looks downfield, throws deep, angling deep into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended way downfield there for the wingback, Gary Martin. Martin racing way downfield, trying to get to it, and the ball was overthrown by about 2 feet.
Marty, that pass must have been at least 50 to 60 yards. It almost cleared the end zone, and he threw it from about his own 43-yard line. A beautiful pass by Sloan of Alabama.
In the backfield now for Alabama, Jackie Sherrill at fullback, Hud Harris at left half. Steve Sloan remains the quarterback. Ray Ogden is the flanker back. Now they're in a straight T formation with the left end split. Sloan carries the ball, runs off to the zone right end, drives inside the 35-yard line to about the 33 before he's pulled down. That was the option pitch out, and he kept the ball to Steve Sloan before he was tackled by Fred Roberts. Ball placed down at the 34-yard line, an advance of 3. It's 3rd and 7 on the 34-yard line of Mississippi. Alabama leads Ole Miss 6-0. 11 minutes and 50 seconds remain in this first half. I formation again, flanking to the right side. Steve Sloan, the quarterback. Sloan goes back to pass, stops, throws an arcing pass down to the left side to the official. The nearest man to it was the referee. He saw a glimpse of white, but actually it was striped black and white. The head linesman downfield, the intended receiver on that last play, at least he was the man closest to it. Now it's 4th and 7 on the 34, and here comes Tim Davis again. Tim Davis, a senior, 5'11", 170 pounds. The ball is on the 34-yard line. He'll kick it from about the 40, which means it's a 50-yard field goal attempt. They're lining it up now at the 40-yard line. The angle is to the left. A 50-yard attempt coming up by Tim Davis. They're lined up and set. The ball is snapped, placed down, it's kicked. Up high, wide to the right side. No good. That's the first one he missed. It goes through the end zone for an automatic touchback. So Ole Miss takes over, 1st and 10 on its own 20-yard line as a result of the touchback. The score, Alabama 6, Ole Miss nothing. Billy Piper back in single safety. Frank Lambert gets the snap from center and boots that ball. A pretty kick, a high twisting spiral. Coming down at the 28-yard line, taken by Piper up to the 30. He dodges one man and down he goes at the 37-yard line. Nice tackle on the play by Joe Wilkins, the end, at the 37-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for Alabama on the 37 of Alabama, with the Crimson Tide leading 6-0. Quarterback is Steve Sloan as he comes jogging into the huddle now. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remain in this first half. Alabama leads Mississippi 6-0 before a capacity crowd, as usual, here in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Jimmy Dill splits out wide to the right side. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, calling signals, takes the snap back, hands off to fullback Jackie Sherrill. Sherrill goes up the middle over the 40 to the 41-yard line. And he stopped at the 41 by Bob Upchurch, backing up the Mississippi line. An advance of 4 yards. It's 2nd and 6 on the 41 of Alabama. For Alabama, Hud Harris and Jackie Sherrill in the running back slots. Ray Ogden, the flanker back. Steve Sloan is the quarterback. The ends are Tommy Tullison and Butch Henry. The tackles are Jim Simmons and Steve Wright. Center is Paul Crane. At the line of scrimmage, fake handoff on the option play. Quarterback Steve Sloan drives over the 45 to the 47-yard line. Picks up 8 yards on the play, 6 yards on the play rather. And it's mighty close to a first down, about a foot shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and a foot on the 46-yard line of Alabama. Jim Nelson, the guard, made the tackle. He rolled out to the left side that time to quarterback Steve Sloan. Faked the pitch out. Kept the ball and cut off his own left tackle for those 6 yards. 3rd and a foot on the 46-yard line of Alabama. Quarterback keep by quarterback Sloan goes for the first down to the 48-yard line. He kept it and drove straight ahead behind good blocks by McCullough, Bowler, and Allen. His center and 2 guards. That's the 6th first down of the ball game for Alabama. Mississippi has none thus far. And it's 1st and 10 for Alabama on its 48-yard line. The score is Alabama 6, Mississippi nothing. Buddy French ducks back to his own 26-yard line. Twin safeties now for Mississippi. Jimmy Heidel and Perry Dunn. He gets the snap from center, moves forward and boots that ball. A good kick. A twisting spiral coming back to the 12-yard line. Allowed to roll free to the 5. Picked up at the 5-yard line by Heidel, and Heidel is hit down at the 5. A brilliant punt by Buddy French. Heidel picked it up, and down he went at the 5-yard line. Tackle on the play by Jackie Sherrill, the fullback.
Marty, there's timeout on the field with the score, Alabama 6, Mississippi nothing.
Benny Nelson dumps back into single safety for Alabama. Nelson, the leading ground gainer for Alabama during the course of the past season. Here's the snap from center. Lambert gets the ball and boots it. A high, good kick coming down near the 42-yard line, taken by Nelson. He starts up the middle to the 45, past midfield, down to the 45, and down he goes at the 44-yard line of Ole Miss. And again, Alabama has the ball in Ole Miss territory. Rod Matina, number 64, made the tackle for Mississippi. So Alabama, with a 6-0 lead, has the ball, 1st and 10, on the 44-yard line of Ole Miss. Ball placed down at the 45 to be precise. 4 minutes remain in this first half. Alabama has dominated play thus far. Mississippi has been unable to get on track. They have not recorded the first down thus far. Steve Sloan continues to run the ball club for Alabama. Just a sophomore. He started his first game today here in the Sugar Bowl. And now a 5-yard infraction is being marked off against Mississippi. Now let's see what the call is from referee Red Cavett. Delay of game by Ole Miss. Has a straight T formation. Hands off to his fullback, Versprilli. He drives off left guard for 2 yards before he stopped. Going for 2 to the 38-yard line where Jim Harvey, the right tackle for Mississippi, makes the tackle. It's 2nd and 3 on the 38-yard line of Ole Miss. Alabama dominating as a result of his own offensive thrusts through the air and between the tackles in its running plays, and as a result of Mississippi fumbles. Flanker wide out to the right side is Gary Martin, I formation. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, 2nd and 3 on the 38. Sloan hands off to Nelson. Nelson drives up his own right guard and goes down to the 31-yard line before he stopped, picking up 7 yards on the play and a first down. Driving off his own right guard inside right tackle, Kenny Dill stopped him after he picked up those 7 yards. Ball down at the 31-yard line of Ole Miss, where it's 1st and 10 for Alabama. Time becomes an element in the ball game now. 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in this first half. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Alabama. Flanker to the right side. Standard T formation with that exception. The handoff goes to Billy Nelson. He's going to pass. He throws deep down to the right side, and it's intercepted at the 6-yard line, and tackled immediately at the 8-yard line is the man who made the interception. It's Jimmy Heidel who made the interception, number 19. As he kicked it in the second quarter. Ole Miss ball, 1st and 10 on the zone 8-yard line. Quarterback Perry Dunn runs out to his right, throws on the run, and complete, a fumble recovery by Alabama. Fumble after the completed pass was caught by Larry Smith. He was hit and fumbled the ball. And the recovery on the play by Ed Versprilli of Alabama. And now Alabama again has the ball deep in Ole Miss territory as a result of another Ole Miss fumble. The ball is on the 16-yard line.
Marty, Mississippi can't seem to get on track. The first decent break they got was the interception on the 6, and of course the pass was completed, and the resultant fumble gives the ball right back to Alabama.
But it's 1st and 10 on the Ole Miss 16-yard line. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, calling signals, takes the snapback, hands off to his right halfback, Gary Martin, who goes up the middle for 4 yards, down to the 11-yard line. 12-yard line is where it's placed down. An advance of 4. It's 2nd and 6 on the 12. Stan Hindman, the right guard, a sophomore guard, made the tackle for Ole Miss. So it's 2nd and 6 on the 12-yard line of Ole Miss. Tight T formation, a standard T. Sloan hands off to Versprilli, bucks off his own guard down to the 11-yard line, a 1-yard gain on the play, making it 3rd and 5 on the 11, and the clock is running with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Reed Davis made the tackle on the last play. 3rd and 5 on the 11 of Ole Miss. Here's a key play coming up again for Alabama. Closing moments of the first half. Steve Sloan ducks in under the center, calling signals, takes the snapback, hands off to Benny Nelson, trying to circle wide. He runs outside his own right end, guards down to the 8-yard line, down to the 6-yard line, and he stopped at the 6. He's mighty close to a first down. The officials may measure on this play. Between the 6 and 7-yard line is where that ball is placed down, and the R-sticks ought to be brought out. The series began on the 16. They're down close to the 6-yard line now, and the R-sticks are being brought out from the near sideline. The clock shows 58 seconds remaining in this first half. And now the R-sticks are placed down, being carefully drawn out, and it is shy of a first down by about 4 inches. With 50 seconds to go in the half, they're going to go for it. A tight I formation. Sloan, the quarterback. 4th and inches. Sloan keeps himself, and he goes for the first down of the 5-yard line. So it's 1st and goal to go on the 5. And Alabama quickly huddles up as the clock is running. 44 seconds to go in this first half. Alabama leading 6-0. They want to put more points on that scoreboard if they can. The clock continues to run. 35 seconds. 1st and goal to go on the 5. Wing T to the left side, a pitch out wide to the left. Nelson carries. He stops short of the line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line. And Alabama again huddles up quickly. The clock is running. 20 seconds to go. And Alabama calls for a timeout. Alabama calling for a timeout, and I believe that Coach Paul Bear Bryant will be sending in his field goal kicker, Tim Davis. Flanker T to the right side with the left end split. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, man in motion to the left side. Sloan goes back to pass, looks, starts to throw, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. That stops the clock with 13 seconds remaining. It's 3rd and goal to go on the 6-yard line, and here comes Mr. Tim Davis now. He kicked a 31-yarder, he kicked a 46-yarder, a Sugar Bowl record. And now he's in there once again, replacing Steve Sloan, the quarterback, and this attempt will be about 13, 14 yards out. We'll see where he sets it up. His kick will be straight away, with Alabama leading 6-0. Ball is snapped, placed down and booted. It is good. A 22-yard boot from the 12-yard line, plus the 10 yards in the end zone. A 22-yard kick, and Alabama goes ahead of Ole Miss 9-0 on the toe of Tim Davis. 3 out of 4 field goals kicked by Davis. He missed a 50-yarder. Quite a performance by Tim Davis, isn't it, Len? Grady Elmore with the ball lying flat, an onside kick attempt, and it's fallen on by Ole Miss at the Ole Miss 44-yard line. An onside attempt made, and it was fallen on by Stan Hindman on the 44-yard line. Just about 8 seconds remaining in this first half, and Alabama leads 9-0. 31 yards, 46 yards, and 22 yards. Field goals kicked by Tim Davis. He has been the big difference thus far this sunny afternoon here in New Orleans. 1st and 10 on the zone, 44. Man in motion comes to the right side. A fumble, a loose ball, rolling free. It's still free, recovered by Ole Miss on the 43-yard line. That's the 5th fumble of the first half by Ole Miss. This time they recovered. 3 times Alabama recovered, and Ole Miss stops the clock by calling for a timeout. Now there are 4 seconds remaining in this first half. 4 seconds to go in the first half. Alabama has had good success keeping that football, holding it. They lost the ball once on an intercepted pass. The field is in very good shape despite the heavy snow yesterday. Now Ole Miss goes to the line of scrimmage once again. It's second down coming up. Man in motion comes to the right side again. Summerall comes in motion. Going back to passes. Weatherly looking downfield. Throws deep, way down the middle. And it's intercepted by Alabama. Benny Nelson has it, running it back at the 20 to 25. He has blockers in front of him up to the 30 to 35 along the far sideline. And down he goes finally at midfield as the gun sounds, ending the first half. So at the end of the first half of play, Alabama, with 3 field goals, is leading Ole Miss by a score of 9-0. That's the end of the first half with the score. Alabama 9, Ole Miss nothing.
Glenn Dillon along with Marty Glickman at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans with halftime just starting. And Alabama leads Mississippi 9-0 on the strength of 3 field goals. One of 31 yards, the second 46 yards, and the third 12 yards, all by Tim Davis of Alabama. 3 points for Alabama in the first period, 6 points in the second period. 3 field goals, and the underdog Crimson Tide leads the favored Southeast Conference champions Mississippi 9-0. And we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. Halftime entertainment has started for the huge crowd here at the Sugar Bowl. The field, of course, as you probably realize by now, is a snowbank because of the 3.5 inches of snow that fell yesterday in New Orleans. However, there was a tarp on the field, and the field is in excellent condition. The big problem this morning and late last night, of course, was getting the stands cleared so this huge crowd could come in to see this 30th annual Sugar Bowl Classic between Alabama and Mississippi. And they are seeing something, a bit of a surprise. Mississippi, the Southeast Conference champions, with a record of 5 victories and 1 tie, favored by 1 touchdown, losing to underdog Alabama 9-0. Mississippi has had what you might call the jitters during the first half. They've been unable to hang on to that football. Unofficially, they have fumbled 5 times, and 3 of those 5 times Alabama has recovered. And some of those recoveries have resulted in scores for Alabama on the field goals. Now let's go down to the field and listen to some music. And at halftime, the score is Alabama 9, Mississippi nothing. And the Crimson Tide moves out onto the field, and in just a moment, the University of Mississippi will come out on the field. As a matter of fact, they are moving out now. And once again, your play-by-play announcer to set the stage just before the kickoff in this 30th annual Sugar Bowl Classic from New Orleans, Marty Glickman.
Right, Glenn Dillon, Alabama kicking off to Ole Miss. Alabama kicking from our right to left. Alabama in its white uniforms with crimson helmets and crimson numerals. Alabama kicking off to Ole Miss. Mississippi in brilliant crimson jerseys, blue helmets, and silver gray pants. Elmore gets the go-ahead from the officials. He moves forward, and now he boots that ball. It's high and deep. Coming down to about the 5-yard line, taken by Wells. Dave Wells angles to his left to the 15 and the 20, cuts back to his right up to the 30-yard line, and down he goes at the 31-32-yard line. Dave Wells running it back nicely. Just a sophomore, a 6-footer, 183 pounds. He was tackled by Gary Martin. So it's Ole Miss ball, 1st and 10 on its 31-yard line. Alabama leading 9-0. Let's see what Ole Miss can do now in the second half after the poor first half they played. Jim Weatherly, the quarterback, here at the start of the second half. And the handoff goes to Mike Dennis. He busts off right guard, drives up the middle, past the 40 to the 42-yard line. He picks up 11 yards on the play. On the very first play of the second half, Ole Miss begins to move. Paul Crane, backing up the line, made the tackle. That's the first down of the ball game for Ole Miss, and it comes in the opening play of the second half. 1st and 10 now on the 42 of Ole Miss. Ole Miss may be revived. Weatherly hands off again to Mike Dennis. He busts off right guard, goes over to the 45-yard line, picking up 3 yards on the play. Ed Versprilli backing up the left side of the line along with Bill Wiesman combined to stop him. Ball placed down at the 45, a gain of 3. So it's 2nd and 7 on the 45 of Ole Miss. Alabama leads in the football game 9-0. Opening minutes of the second half. Ole Miss goes to the line of scrimmage. Flanker T formation to the right side. Jim Weatherly, the quarterback, calls the signals. Sends the man in motion. Pitches out wide to Mike Dennis, trying to circle his own right hand. He cuts back inside the tackle, drives up to the midfield line, and down he goes in Alabama territory on the Alabama 49. He picked up 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1 on the Alabama 49. Ed Versprilli and Paul Crane again combine to make the tackle. In the backfield for Ole Miss, Mike Dennis at left half, Frank Kennard, Bruiser Kennard's son, at fullback, Jim Weatherly, the quarterback, and Dave Wells, the flanker back. The ends are Brown and Davis. A wing T formation to the right side. Weatherly calls signals, takes the snap back, hands up to Kennard, busts off left guard, fumbles the ball, and it's loose, rolling free, bouncing around. Let's see what the recovery is. Alabama recovers again. That's the 4th time in the game Alabama has recovered a Mississippi fumble. 3 in the first half. And here, in the opening minutes of the second half, the recovery by Jack Hurlbut, a quarterback, and a right safety man for Alabama. The ball is on the 49 of the Crimson Tide.
That was an unfortunate break because it looked finally as if Ole Miss was beginning to move, and that old fumbleitis, which has plagued them all day, popped up again.
Steve Sloan, the sophomore quarterback, runs the ball club out of the T formation, and he hands off to Versprilli, the fullback, busts out in the clear, down past midfield, into the 40-yard line, down to the 37-yard line of Ole Miss, and he's tackled by Frank Kennard at the 37-yard line. The play is good for 13 yards and a first down. A trap play up the middle with Ed Versprilli, the senior fullback, carrying. Versprilli, V-E-R-S-P-R-I-L-L-E, Versprilli. 1st and 10 for Alabama on the Ole Miss 37, and now time is being taken by Alabama.
80,785 people watching Alabama and Mississippi in the 30th annual Sugar Bowl Classic.
Quarterback Steve Sloan, the sophomore, calls signals, takes the snap back. Hands off now to Benny Nelson, running off his own right end. Drives down inside the 35, along the far sideline, knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. He picks up 7 yards on the play, running outside his own right end. He was knocked out of bounds by Jimmy Heidel and Alan Red Brown. Ball placed in bounds at the 30-yard line, where it's 2nd and 3 on the 30. Alabama dominating play as a result of his own offensive drives and as a result of fumbles by Ole Miss. 3 in the first half recovered by Alabama, and now 1 in this third quarter recovered by Alabama again. 2nd and 3 on the Ole Miss 30-yard line. Alabama with the ball. The handoff goes to Gary Martin off his own right guard. He drives down inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line, mighty close to a first down. Tackled by Fred Roberts and Stan Hindman. And the officials look towards the yardsticks at the near sideline, and they wait for them to be brought out. It's 3rd down and a foot. They failed to make that first down by a foot in the last play. 3rd and a foot for Alabama on the Mississippi 27-yard line. Alabama leading by a score of 9-0 here in the opening minutes of the third quarter. I formation now by Alabama. Left halfback and fullback directly behind each other on the quarterback. Quarterback sneak again. Steve Sloan carries it into the 25-yard line for another first down. Down to the 25 it is, where it's 1st and 10 for Alabama on the Ole Miss 25. That quarterback keep by Alabama's quarterback Steve Sloan has on 3 separate occasions now picked up the necessary short yardage for the first downs. Wing T formation out to the right side. Quarterback Steve Sloan calls the signals, takes the snap back, gives up to Versprilli, who dives into the line, the center of the line, and he's stopped for a 1-yard loss. He may have fumbled the ball, recovered by Ole Miss. He did fumble that football, and it was recovered by Ole Miss. Down at the bottom of the pile, Whaley Hall, the All-America tackle for Ole Miss, makes the recovery of the fumble, and that's the first time that Alabama has lost the ball on a fumble. Ole Miss has lost it 4 times in the game. So it's 1st and 10 for Ole Miss on its 26-yard line. Benny Nelson dumps back in a single safety. Frank Lambert will punt from his own 20-yard line. Lambert of Ole Miss gets the snap from center and boots that ball. A high kick and not deep at all, a poor kick. Coming down near the 45-yard line of Alabama, rolling towards the 40, over the 40-yard line to the 36, and there's where it rolls dead at the 36-yard line. A short punt by Frank Lambert to the 36-yard line of Alabama. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Crimson Tide of Alabama on its 36-yard line. They're wearing their white uniforms with crimson red helmets and red trim. 8 minutes and 45 seconds remain in this third period. Steve Sloan, the quarterback. Versprilli and Nelson are the running backs, and Gary Martin, the flanker back. The right end is split. keeping the ball to Sloan. He drives over his own right guard, goes up to the 39-yard line, picking up 3 yards. On the quarterback option play, running off to his right, he cut back inside the right tackle and moved for 3 yards to the 39-yard line, where Kenny Dill, Mississippi's All-America center, and Whaley Hall, its left tackle, stopped the play. Crowd again relatively quiet here in the opening minutes of this third period. Flanker wide out to the right side as Gary Martin, the left end, is split. They're in the I formation now. Sloan takes it. Hands off to Nelson, trying to circle his own right end. He stopped, keeps going, drives forward for 3 yards up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards on the play. He was hit back of the line of scrimmage, bounced off the would-be tackler, and drove upfield for a 4-yard gain where Kenny Dill and Alan Red Brown finally stopped him. The ball placed down at the 44-yard line, a 5-yard gain. So it's 3rd and 2 on the 44 of Alabama. And time is being taken now by Alabama. Jackie Sherrill and Ray Ogden play in the backfield now, along with Steve Sloan, the quarterback, who stays in. Sloan ducks in under the center, takes the snap back, pulls away from one tackler, drives off his own left guard and goes for 2 yards up to the 46-yard line, and is going to be mighty close to a first down. Jim Harvey came in to make the tackle for Ole Miss, along with Kenny Dill. It's very close to a first down, and they make the first down. It is at the 46-yard line. They needed 2, and they picked up 2 that time. Again, Steve Sloan carrying the ball. 1st and 10 on the 46 of Alabama, with Alabama leading Ole Miss 9-0. I formation again with the flanker back wide out to the right side. 1st and 10 on the zone, 46. The handoff to fullback Frackie. Frackie goes up the middle for 2 yards, up to the 48-yard line, and he's stopped by the center of the Ole Miss line. Bobby Robinson and Kenny Dill leading the defensive charge. 2nd and 8 for Alabama on its 48-yard line. Alabama leading in the ball game by a score of 9-0. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. A flanker seat to the left side, and the left end is also split. Sloan, the quarterback, on the option rollout to his right, cuts back inside the right tackle and drives over the 50-yard line of the 49 of Ole Miss at the 49-yard line. Officials timeout on the play. And a penalty marker went down, and a 15-yarder is being marked off against Ole Miss, bringing it deep into Ole Miss territory down to the 34-yard line. A personal foul called against Ole Miss. 1st and 10 for Alabama on the Ole Miss 34-yard line. This series began on the Alabama 36, and now they're in the Ole Miss 34. Ray Ogden flanked to the right side. The rest of the ball club is tight in a nigh formation. Going back to pass to Sloan. Throws deep down to the right side to Ogden. Incomplete. Ogden had to look back into the sun, and he may have lost it momentarily as that ball actually hit his right hand as he turned to look back. And it glanced off his hand and fell incomplete at the goal line. Steve Sloan, just a sophomore quarterback, and playing it very well. As he went back, hit the ball on his right hip, and then he had caught this high arcing pass, a good one, but apparently the sunlight bothered the intended receiver, Ray Ogden. Andrews comes in now at flanker back, replacing Ogden. Andrews in at flanker back. A fumble, a loose ball, and it's picked up by Ole Miss, and he's running towards the goal line, but he's being whistled back. Billy Irwin, check that. Reed Davis, the defensive right end, picked up the fumble of Steve Sloan and started to run it towards the Alabama goal line, but the whistle stopped him, of course. And it's Ole Miss ball as Reed Davis recovers Steve Sloan's fumble. It's 1st and 10 now for Ole Miss on the 37-yard line of Ole Miss. On the last play, a 5-yard penalty exacted against Alabama for being offside. Flanker seat to the right side. Weatherly rolls out to his right to pass. Throws on the run down to the right side, and it's intercepted. And down immediately is the interceptor, Billy Piper, on the 41-yard line of Alabama. Piper's second interception of the afternoon. Billy Piper, a senior, 5'10", 176 pounds, plays safety man, intercepting Jim Weatherly's pass. For the second time, he makes an interception today, and Alabama has the ball 1st and 10 on its 41. Alabama's out in front by a score of 9-0. Now there are 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this third quarter. I formation once again for Alabama. Steve Sloan, the quarterback. He takes it. Hands off now to Mike Frackie. Frackie drives off right guard, goes over the 45 to the 46-yard line, picking up 5 yards on the play. It's 2nd and 5 for Alabama on Alabama's 46. Bobby Robinson made the tackle along with Don Wyndham. In the backfield now for Alabama, Mike Frackie plays fullback. Jackie Sherrill is left halfback. And the flanker back is Andrews. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, as he has been virtually all game. Sloan hands off now to Frackie, goes up the middle, does it to the 49-yard line, picking up 3. That'll make it 3rd and 2 on the 49 of Alabama. Joe Dean made the tackle, playing defensive right tackle now for Ole Miss. In the backfield, as you know, Mike Frackey, Jackie Sherrill, Andrews in the running back positions, and Steve Sloan, the T quarterback. A wing tee to the right side. Steve Sloan ducks in under the center, takes the snap back, pitches out to Frackey, trying to circle his own right end, cuts inside the end, drives past midfield to the 49-yard line of Ole Miss. He picks up 2, and that might be good enough for the first down. It's going to be very close. He needed 2 yards, and he picked up close to 2 yards. The officials look, and now they signal for a measurement. And the yardstick ought to be brought out from the near side. Now the yardstick is brought down. It is a first down as the nose of the football is past the yardstick. That's the 10th first down of the ball game for Alabama. Steve Sloan runs the option, runs out to his left, cuts back to his right, drives inside the 45 to the 40-yard line, still battling forward, and down he goes at the 40-yard line. A brilliant run by sophomore Steve Sloan to the 40-yard line. He picked up 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1 on the 40 of Ole Miss. A real fine run by Sloan, running the option out to the left side, cutting upfield and cutting back to the right. Rod Matina made the tackle. 2nd and 1 on the 40 of Ole Miss. Alabama driving downfield against Mississippi. Wing tee to the right side with the left end split. Sloan hands off now to Gary Martin. Martin drives up his own right guard and goes in for the first down to the 32-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for Alabama on the 33-yard line is where the ball is placed down. That play picked up 7 yards. Jimmy Heidel and Kenny Dill combined to stop him at the 33 of Ole Miss. Alabama leading 9-0. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remain in this third period. 1st and 10 for Alabama on the 33 of Ole Miss. And the handoff goes to Jackie Sherrill. Sherrill up the middle for 1 yard perhaps, and he's held up right there by the center of the Ole Miss line. Kenny Dill, Rod Matina, and Stan Hindman combining to stop him. So it's 2nd and 9 on the 32 of Ole Miss. And here's where that Ole Miss defense is tightened time and again during the course of the first half and in the early minutes of the second half as well. Ole Miss has lost the ball 4 times on fumbles to Alabama. Alabama has lost the ball twice on fumbles to Ole Miss. Steve Sloan, the quarterback. Hands off now to Mike Frackey. Frackey goes to the line of scrimmage and no more than that. He's piled up there by Stan Hindman and Fred Roberts. Cecil Ford also in on the tackle. At the 32-yard line, it's 3rd and 9 on the 32 of Ole Miss, midway between the sidelines. Now we can expect that Tim Davis, should they fail to make this first down, 3rd and 9 on the 32, Tim Davis may try another one. We see him on the far side of the field, up off the bench and walking round. Now Andrews, the flanker back, goes wide out to the right side. The rest of the ball club is in the I formation. Sloan, the quarterback, takes the snap back, goes back to pass, throws out to the right flat, and it's dropped. Dropped by Mike Frackey. The ball was right to him, but he took his eyes off it as it came to him. And here is a field goal attempt coming up once more by Tim Davis. He's kicked 3 out of 4 already. He missed a 50-yarder, but he made the other 3. 31, 22, and 46 yards. Well, now it's at the 32-yard line. The attempt will be about 40 yards out from the goal line, meaning a 50-yard attempt. Now it's 38 yards from the 38-yard line, a 48-yard attempt. If he makes it, a new Sugar Bowl record. Tim Davis, a senior, they're lined up at the line of scrimmage. Signals are being called. The ball is snapped, placed down. It's kicked high enough, and it is deep enough, and it is good! A 48-yard field goal kicked. A new Sugar Bowl record. His 4th field goal of the ball game. Tim Davis, a senior, 5'11", out of Columbus, Georgia. Tim Davis kicks 4 field goals, and he has set 2 new Sugar Bowl records. The most field goals in one game, and the longest 2 field goals ever, 46 and 48 yards. In twin safeties are Mike Dennis and Billy Sumrall on their own 5-yard line. Grady Elmore moves forward, and now he boots that ball. It's high and not deep. Going over to the far side, taken at the 18-yard line by Fred Roberts. Roberts runs along the left side up to the 25, and down he goes at the 26-yard line at the far side of the field. So Ole Miss takes over once again. They trail in this football game by a score of 12-0. 4 field goals kicked by Tim Davis, the longest, 48 yards. So it's 1st and 10 for Ole Miss on its 26-yard line. And Ole Miss has been able to generate enough power today for only 1 first down, none in the first half. They've lost the ball 4 times on fumbles. Perry Dunn rolls out to his left, keeps the ball, goes past the line of scrimmage up to the 30, the 35-yard line at the far side, and down he goes at the 36-yard line. A nice run by Perry Dunn, the quarterback. A senior quarterback who did not play most of the first half, as Jim Weatherly played most of the ball game up to this point. And there are only 20 seconds to go in this third quarter. Ball placed down at the 35-yard line, an advance of 9 yards on the last play. It's 2nd and 1 for Ole Miss on its 35-yard line. The ball 50 feet in from the left sideline. 10 seconds to go in this third quarter. Alabama leading 12-0. Ole Miss at the line of scrimmage. And the handoff goes to Fred Roberts, the fullback. He pulls up to the 40-yard line, picking up 5 yards on the play for the first down. The second first down of the ball game for Ole Miss. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Ole Miss 40 as the gun sounds, ending the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, Alabama 12, Ole Miss nothing. 1st and 10 now for Ole Miss on its 40-yard line. Dunn rolls out to the left, stops. He's going to throw. He does, deep down to the left side, incomplete. Intended for Reed Davis. It was overthrown about a foot. Defending on the play was Jack Hurlbut. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Ole Miss on its 40-yard line. Alabama leading 12-0 here in the opening seconds of the fourth quarter. Ole Miss has picked up only 2 first downs during the course of this football game today, and they've coughed up that football 4 times to Alabama. A wing tee to the right side, 2nd and 10 on the zone, 40-yard line. Going back to pass is Dunn. Throws deep, down to the right side, way downfield, and it's caught at the far sideline. Running downfield is Brown. Brown deep is knocked down, and finally caught at the 17, 18-yard line. It was Dave Wells, the flanker back, at the 18-yard line. The first big offensive thrust by Mississippi today. A long, high-arcing pass thrown from Perry Lee Dunn, the quarterback, to Dave Wells, the flanker, and he was pulled down by Gary Martin on the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 on the Alabama 18. Ole Miss threatening. Dunn, the quarterback, hands up the fullback Fred Roberts. He busts off his own left guard down to the 15-yard line. Picks up 3 yards on the play. Ron Derby stops him at the 15. It's 2nd and 7 on the 15-yard line of Alabama. This is the deepest penetration of the football game by Ole Miss against Alabama today. 13 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the football game. Alabama leading 12-0. Ole Miss threatening. Flanker tee to the left side. Man comes in motion also to the left side. Going back to pass is Dunn. Throws angling to the left flat, and it's complete to Mike Dennis at the 10-yard line, and down he goes at the 9. At the 9-yard line, he picked up 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1 on the 9. A big play coming up. Ed Versprilli and Bill Wiesman combine to stop him. 3rd and 1 on the 9-yard line of Alabama as Ole Miss has moved from its own 26 down to the Alabama 9. The big play being good for 32 yards, the pass play. Straight T formation. Dunn hands up to Roberts. Roberts, the fullback, goes to the line of scrimmage and no more. He failed to make that first down. He failed to make it. So it'll be 4th and 1 on the 10-yard line. Ed Versprilli, that linebacker, came busting in to stop that charge. Here's the single most important play of the ball game for Ole Miss. Now they go to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 1 on the 10-yard line of Alabama. Flanker out to the right side. Dunn keeps the ball, rolls out to his right, goes for the first down, goes to the 5, and he stops at the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal to go for Ole Miss on the Alabama 5-yard line. Perry Lee Dunn, the quarterback, rolling out to the right side and running round his own right end behind good blocking. Bill Wiesman and Paul Crane leading the way. 1st and goal to go on the 5. Ole Miss trailing in the ball game 12-0. They can get right back in there now. 12 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. A tight wing T formation to the right side. Perry Dunn, the quarterback. He ducks in under the center, sends a man in motion, the wing back to his left. He takes the handoff. Dunn rolls out to his left, throws out to the left flat. It's complete for a touchdown. Larry Smith gets it at the left flat for a touchdown. Perry Lee Dunn completing that pass to Larry Smith in the left flat, and he stepped in from the 1-yard line for the score. It's now 12-6 Here's the all-important point after, and the kick will be by Billy Irwin. Here it is. It's up, and it is good. 12-7. There's timeout on the field with the score. Alabama 12, Ole Miss 7. Billy Irwin kicking off for Ole Miss. There's the boot. It's high and deep, going into the end zone and through the end zone for an automatic touchback. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Alabama. The ball hit the left upright, automatic touchback, and Alabama takes over. So Ole Miss trailing throughout the ball game as a result of 4 field goals by Tim Davis of Alabama. Suddenly on a 74-yard drive, scoring on a 5-yard pass play from Perry Dunn to Larry Smith. And Ole Miss is right back in this football game. They trail by 5 points, 12-7. 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. 1st and 10 now for Alabama on its 20-yard line. Alabama ball. Steve Sloan, the quarterback, takes the snap back. Hands off to fullback Vesprilla, who goes for 1 yard. Up to the 21, perhaps the 22-yard line. Stopped by the left side of the Ole Miss defense. Whaley Hall, Bobby Robinson in on the tackle. Ball placed down at the 21-yard line, so it's 2nd and 9 on the 21 of Alabama. Time remaining 11 minutes and 35 seconds. Tremendous drive by Ole Miss to get back in that football game. 74 yards. Perry Dunn doing the passing. Steve Sloan hands off now to Nelson. Nelson drives off his own right guard, goes up to the 25. 4 yards along the way as he's hit down at the 25-yard line by Bean. Joe Dean, rather, number 71, coming in at right tackle to make the stop at the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 25 of Alabama. Alabama in possession of the ball, and Alabama also in possession of a tenuous lead now, 12-7. Ole Miss really fired up here in this 4th quarter. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Alabama. Momentum now on the side of Ole Miss. I formation for Alabama. Sloan, the quarterback, takes it. Starts to run off left guard and goes for 2 yards. Fumbles the ball. Ole Miss recovers. Ole Miss recovers a fumble on the Alabama 33-yard line. That's the 3rd time that Alabama has lost the ball to Ole Miss on fumbles. And Alabama is now calling, or trying to call for a timeout, and they finally do. They call for a timeout, Alabama does. Eddie Vesprilla making the signal of the sign of the T, and time is taken by Alabama. Ole Miss ball, they trail by 5. 12-7, going back to pass is done. He rolls out to his left, throws on the run. It's complete down to Roberts. Roberts at the 10-yard line is rolled out of bounds at the 9. First and goal to go for Ole Miss on the Alabama 9-yard line. Ole Miss trailing throughout the ball game, 12-0 going into the 4th quarter. Scored on a 74-yard drive. Then Rod Matina recovered an Alabama fumble, and here they are, 1st and goal to go on the 9. Perry Lee Dunn is the quarterback. Dave Wells flanker back to the left side. He comes in motion to the right. Dunn rolls out to the right, looking to run with the ball, makes the turn upfield, gets down to the 5-yard line, down to the 3, at the 2, he's finally stopped. Perry Lee Dunn, senior quarterback, rolling out to the right, getting good blocking downfield from Fred Roberts and Stan Hunman, and rolling it down to the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal to go on the 2. Alabama leads Ole Miss 12-7. Ole Miss threatening here in this 4th quarter. Exactly 9 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the game. Ole Miss trailing by 5 points. 2nd and goal to go on the 2. They go to the line of scrimmage now. A wing tee to the left side. Roberts and Dennis are deep. Dennis comes in motion to the left. The handoff goes to Roberts. Into the line he goes, and he stopped. A 1-yard loss back to the 3-yard line. It's 3rd and goal to go on the 3-yard line. The handoff between the quarterback Dunn and the fullback Roberts was not smooth that time. They bumped into each other, and they were thrown back to the 3. So it's 3rd and goal to go between the 3 and 4-yard lines. Ole Miss trailing by 5 points, 12-7. Deep in Alabama territory, big plays coming up. 3rd and goal to go on the 3. Dunn, the quarterback. Man in motion comes to the left side. Dunn takes it, rolls out to his left, looks to pass, throws it in the end zone. It is caught, incomplete. It is ruled incomplete. It is caught out of the end zone by Alan Brown. He dove into a bank of snow out of the end zone. It is ruled an incomplete pass because he caught it off the playing field out of the end zone. So it's 4th and goal to go on the 3-yard line. Alan Red Brown made that catch all right, but it's ruled incomplete. He dove for the ball, came down with it, but as he came down, he was out of the end zone, in the snowbank. Dunn walks up to his center, ducks in, calls the signals, wing T to the left side. Dunn rolls out to his left, looks for a receiver, is running with the ball, goes down to the goal line, he's stopped, no goal, Alabama takes over. Perry Lee Dunn carrying that football, ran it down as a penalty marker down. Let's see what the call is going to be. A penalty marker, offside called against Ole Miss. It's refused, of course. So Alabama holds. Alabama, after fumbling the football to Ole Miss on the Alabama 33, has Ole Miss go down to the 2, then to the 3, and they hold them at the 3-yard line and take over on the 2. Buddy French has gone in punt formation, 8 yards in his own end zone. Ready for the snap from center on 3rd down. He gets the snap from center, moves forward, and he boots that ball. It's a fair kick coming upfield of the 40-yard line of Alabama, and it's taken there by Heidel. Heidel is hit down immediately. He was first hit at the 40-yard line of Alabama, and Ole Miss has the ball once again in Alabama territory. Steve Wright made the tackle of Jimmy Heidel of Ole Miss. So Ole Miss has the ball, 1st and 10 on the Alabama 41-yard line is where it's placed down. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this football game. Ole Miss trailing 12-7, but they've got the momentum. They've got the initiative now in this 4th quarter. They trail 12-0, went 74 yards for their touchdown. Now they trail by 5. Touchdown. Now they trail by 5. A wing T to the left side, going back to pass is Dunn, looking downfield with plenty of time. Throws deep, down to the right side, way down, and it's caught at the 20-yard line. It's caught, and he's knocked into a snowbank. Dave Wells makes the catch on the 20-yard line, and he's knocked into a snowbank inbounds, and into the snowbank out of bounds. The play is good for 21 yards, down to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Ole Miss on the Alabama 20. Ole Miss trailed throughout the ball game, did not score even a single first down in the first half. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. 1st and 10 on the Alabama 20-yard line. Ole Miss with the ball. Dunn, the quarterback. Man in motion comes to the left side. Dunn goes back to pass, looks, throws out to the right side, and it's complete to the right side to Joe Petty, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Wait a second, it's intercepted. Was it a fumble? A fumble. Recovered by Alabama. Joe Petty made the catch. He made the catch at the right side at the 9-yard line. He was hit, fumbled, and recovered by Butch Henry. Alabama ball. That's the 5th time that Ole Miss has lost the ball on fumbles to Alabama, and this time it may have hurt them the most.
After 3 thrusts into the middle of the line, failed again. With 4th and 5, French punts to the Ole Miss 46-yard line. Dunn fumbles it, and Simmons recovers for Alabama at the Ole Miss 41. But watch him, he runs on into the end zone. However, the ball will be brought back and put in play at the point of recovery. Again, Alabama cannot make the first down, and with 4th and 20, French punts to the Ole Miss 25. Dunn signals for a fair catch. Fumbles the ball, but recovers for no gain. The kick was good for 26 yards. Weatherly's pass intended for Wells falls short, but the play's called back, and Ole Miss is penalized 5 yards here for illegal motion to their 20. That makes it 1st and 15. Weatherly, the quarterback, drops back. He throws for Wells. Incomplete. 2nd and 15 now for the Rebels. Weatherly back again to throw. This time his pass is intended for Wilkins. Wilkins takes it for 19 yards and a first down on the Ole Miss 39, where he stopped by Dill. Weatherly throws for Wells. It's incomplete in the flat, stopping the clock. 2nd and 10. Weatherly back to throw. It's complete to Wells for 15 yards and a first down on the Alabama 46, where he stopped by Versprilli. Weatherly fires out in the flat, intended for Wells, incomplete. Once again, though, the clock is stopped. Weatherly back to throw again. This one is intended for Dennis. It's broken up by Harris. 3rd and 10 for the Rebels, trailing 12-7 in the waning moments of the game. Weatherly back to pass again. He throws intended for Sumrall, but overshoots the mark. 4th and 10. Weatherly back to throw. He hits Wells for 12 yards and a first down on the Alabama 34. Ole Miss then suffers a 15-yard penalty to the Bama 49. That'll make it first down and 25 yards to go. Time for about one more play, and this is it. Weatherly back to pass. He throws, and it's intercepted by Piper on Alabama's 28. Piper returns 17 yards to the Bama 45 as the game ends. Alabama the winner, 12-7. And here's that victorious Alabama squad as they move off the field. Coach Bear Bryant being congratulated by Ole Miss coach Johnny Voigt.